Hey guys, Mark here from the Code Brothers, and today we're continuing loops and iterators. Let's get started. Okay, this wants us to make an array. You literally have to copy what it says down there and add these numbers at the end. Not the specific numbers, but make it look like this with the brackets and stuff. So we do my underscore array, right? That's not an underscore. My underscore array equals, and then you put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They say they wanted us to go to 5, so let's do this to make it look more neat. Yep, and then we click run, and that should be it. Moving on. Great work. You're really getting the hang of this. Thank you. So these are two ways of doing the same thing. The way you can tell is because this one has object each do, and this one also has brackets. Now this is not very important. I mean, it is important, but it doesn't matter which one you use. It's preference, and a lot of people use both, even though they have like this one as a preference. They end up using both because this one takes less line, because you can just make all that code be in one line, right? So that takes much less space, and this one you have to have three lines taken up every single time. But most people end up using both, because sometimes they want to put something like this so they can understand it when they go back to coding, and sometimes it's so simple that they just want to make it in one line, so it takes less space. So yeah, it's nothing to worry about. So they just wanted to take a look at it. So what is going on here is this is the array, right? An array just has a lot of numbers in them, or a lot of anything actually, but we'll get into that later. Array that each do x. So x is the placeholder name for number 1 through 5. Altogether, their nickname is x. So it's not really their name, it's just like a nickname, so you can do this type stuff with it. So here it takes each one of those numbers and it adds 10 to them, right? So if I were, it does that. It takes each one of those numbers, which each one of those numbers are being placeholdered by the letter x, and it does this code on them, and then it prints them out. Now I'm gonna add a space here. So yeah, I already did. It has a space here, so it won't be all together. But the reason with the print is so they can all come out in one line instead of one after the other, and we don't want that. I mean, most of the time we want puts, but this specific time we want print, and that's why print is here. And look what it does. It takes each one of them and it adds 10 to them. So 1 is now 11, 2 is now 12, and so on. Moving on. Cool. Okay, so they're showing us different way of doing it. So they're showing us, for example, so they showed us two different ways to print out each of the numbers to the console. You see, these two are right. You can do whichever one you want to, and I want us to do the same thing. Let me read it. They want us to do the same thing, but instead of adding, they want us to multiply. So if I go like this, numbers, I would need to write odds that each do instead of numbers. Of course, we're not copying this, we're doing this. Okay, so odds, let me spell correctly. Odds that each do, let me name them, that each do x. Now we can go back here to check out what they showed us earlier. Yeah, it's not cheating. You're allowed to look back at it so you can get the hang of it more. Now in this exercise they showed us to do x. They showed us this code, but that's fine. We don't want to do this because we want to multiply times 2. And I think I have an idea of what to do. So if we go back, if we just go forward, all my code got deleted. Odds dot each do. Odds not ids. Let me fix this. Odds dot each do. Then we name them. We're gonna name them X also. Okay, and then we're gonna go like this. We're gonna go X. Now I'm thinking that I can use an asterisk to multiply. I'm not sure. They probably let me do it. X, and then we do 2, and then we do print hashtag, and then the curly brackets, and then we put an X in it, and then we have this, and then we have a space. Now let's see what comes out. Error syntax. We need to put and, of course. And make sure to read your error syntax, because they do help you. They do tell you what's wrong. It's not saying that, it's just not saying that your code is wrong with no solution to it. So method variable for X hashtag. Okay, so this is giving a lot of trouble. Let me figure this out. I'll be right back. It's at this moment that I realized I'm really dumb. Okay guys, I figured out what was wrong. So first of all, print was outside the and, which was really dumb of me, because it was basically a syntax error and I should have just paid more attention. And also make sure you put print exactly like this. Don't add any spaces or anything, because the machine is gonna get confused. Just make it simple. Make it like the machine told you to, like people here told you to, because I added like space between, so everything will have a space, and it got really triggered. So let's not do that anymore. But it worked out now. It's all put together into one huge number, but it's fine. Moving on. The dot times method is like this. Is like the super compact for loop. It can perform a task for each item in an object as a specified number of times. For example, if you wanted to print out chunky bacon 10 times, we might type 10 dot times print chunky bacon. Okay. We don't know why we would type that, but we could use dot times operator to print out string of your choice, any number of items, not times you like. Okay. Okay, have an idea. 10 dot times curly brackets print subscribe. That's right. Yeah, that's a lot of time. Got a space here. Okay, let's add a space here. Yep, that fixed it. Okay, moving on. Okay, training wheels off. Let's see your stuff. I equals 3, while I is more than 0. Do print I minus 1. Okay. In the above example, we created a variable called I and set it equal to 3. Then we print out 321 since we execute the loop for as long as I is positive. Oh, that makes more sense. Use the while loop to print out the numbers 1 through 50 inclusive, While the example above counts down, you will want it to count up. Use print rather than put, and don't forget to increment your variable. Okay, so I want it to go upwards. I mean 1, that's a 1. I equals 1 while I is let me put I. While I is bigger than no, I is smaller. While I is smaller than 50, while I is smaller than 50, print I, and I'm gonna do this coding thing but backwards. I plus equal 1, and then we put end. Let me type that right, and that should be it. Print rather than okay. That went from 1 all the way to 49. So we gotta make this a 51 for it to go to 49. I mean to 50. And now I did go to 50. Now it's all fixed. Moving on. Good work. And whoa, there's no tail. J equals 3 until J is equal to 0. Do print J minus 1. Okay. In the example above, we wrote the same loop using while and using until. Now write your while loop using until. Just still want to print out numbers. Okay. So what I'm gonna print it below like they did in this example right there. Nah, hopefully I don't screw myself. Look at it. Like what if that's gonna be wrong? Okay, so 3. Should I use 3 into 50? I'm gonna use 1. 3. No, 1. I don't want to get into trouble. Okay, until J is equal to 0. Do please print J. Now I have to do this bottom mini code. J plus equal 1, and now I want it to be equal 50, not 1. We might get this wrong on the first try because we're gonna go to 51 maybe, but it's fine. Nope. Yeah, let me take this part off up here. Do I need to? I went to 50. Okay, then I think I'm gonna want to take this one off. Let me just make it a comment for now. You know, I don't want to actually delete it. Begin. Please begin. None here. And that's how it ends. No, we gotta put the equal sign. And okay. Yep. No. Yeah, that should be it. So let's see if we print it out now. It works. Yep. Yeah, I didn't like the fact that we had this entire piece of code up here. Yeah, so you don't have to always delete it. You can just comment it. And so yeah, it's easier to delete though. Moving on though. In case you're not picking up the theme of Ruby having Gilligan ways to do anything. Oh, I get it. Let's convert our loop yet again. In the above example, we print out 1, 2, 3 by virtue of looping 1, 2, 3 inclusive. Therefore, it's 2 dots, not 3. Okay, now print out the numbers from 1 to 50 inclusive using a for loop instead of an until loop. So here's that. Delete. I'm just gonna make it begin again. So and if I come and look back at this, I can remember multiple ways of doing it. Yep. And nope, not that. Boom. And okay, you have to retype it all over again. Okay, so now we're gonna go down and then we're gonna try the for loop. For k in so I'm gonna have to put 0 and 51. No, it's inclusive. Print k. And now print out the number from 1 to 5 using okay. For x in 1 dot dot 5 50 no 50 yeah 50. Okay, print x. And do we do this? Yep, that was inclusive. Great work. We'll give you a bit of a break from numbers game. M equals 0, loop do m plus 1, print m, break if m is 10, and okay, that was pretty understandable. Use the loop iterator to print out the string Ruby 30 times. Use the loop. Who? Make sure to type a string exactly as shown. Use loop iterator to print out. Okay. So we can do m. We can't just copy this with different numbers. So we would do. No, it's easy. Okay. M equals. Let me just copy this right here. Nope, just you Ruby. Copy. Paste. Okay, so now I would do loop do. And I put m plus 1. Yep, plus 1. Now I might want to add. Space between them. No. I want to make them exactly like I think said, and then I click print m, and then I break it if m hits 30. Break if m equal to 30. Okay. So now and that should be it. Can't convert fixed num into string. Okay, so you can convert a letter into a full string. Let's get a hint here. Counter. So you gotta use a full word. That's the excuse that they have here. Oh my goodness. Triggered. No, it's a little bit different. I'm gonna use counter too then. Counter equals 0. Counter. Copy. Paste. paste. Get rid of this M. 1. Okay, so we do Ruby. Now they say to print it out like this with exclamation mark at the end. Ruby break if counter nope, it's bigger than 30. My goodness. And that should work, I think. Yep. Wow, that's a lot of rubies. And that did not answer it though. Okay guys, took me a little bit, not gonna lie, to find out how all this worked, but I finally did it. And we're going to the next step. Finally, let's replace our loop with the dot times iterator. Use the dot times iterator to print Ruby to the console 30 times. Hit run to see the majesty of your code and complete this lesson. It should be here though. Finally, let's replace our loop with it. Okay, 30 dot times print Ruby. Okay, this should work. Boom. Okay, thank you all so much for watching, and see you guys next time. Peace.